afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Nicole Kaniki, and I'm the Director of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion in Research and Innovation at the University of Toronto. It is my honor to welcome you all to the official launch of University of Toronto's first Black Research Network. What a great turnout this afternoon. We have an exciting program planned for this afternoon. In the first half, we will hear from the Black Research Network Inaugural Director, Professor Beth Coleman, and Black Research Network Steering Committee members on the network programs, supports, and upcoming initiatives. The first half will also feature a message from University of Toronto President Mary Gertler and close with additional remarks from university leaders. The second half of our program today will feature an engaging talk on the theme of Black technoscience from our distinguished keynotes today, Dr. Rua Benjamin and Dr. Timnit Gebru. For anyone who would like to use captions for this meeting, please go to your meeting controls and click on the live transcript option. Click on show or hide subtitles to turn captions on or off. A question period will follow the keynote presentations. To pose a question, go to your meeting controls and select the Q&A option. Type your question in the pop-up box and press send. Now with that, I would like to introduce Professor Beth Coleman to provide opening remarks. Professor Beth Coleman is the inaugural director of the University of Toronto's first Black Research Network and Associate Professor of Data and Cities at the Institute of Communication, Culture, Information and Technology and Faculty of Information at the University of Toronto, where she directs the City as Platform Lab. Working in the disciplines of science and technology studies and critical race theory, her research focuses on smart technology and machine learning, urban data, and civic engagement. She's the author of Hello Avatar and multiple articles addressing issues of smart cities, urban data, augmentation, and experience design, and critical race, among others. Congratulations, Professor Coleman. I will hand it off to you to kick off our program this afternoon.
Thanks, Nicole. So I begin with the land acknowledgement. The place I stand in has been a site of cosmopolitan activity for over 15,000 years, and we want to honor the relationships forged and ongoing here. This is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Anishinaabe Mississaugas of the Credit and the Ojibwe peoples, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and Wendat peoples, and is now home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. The territory is subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant. For those of us who are here as guests or uninvited visitors, we want to imagine and practice ways of being good guests, of orienting our work and priorities in support of those who've cared for these lifeways for thousands of years. We also stand in solidarity with other peoples whose lives have been impacted by colonial empire, keeping in mind the lives set adrift by the transatlantic slave trade and other such systems of oppression. So I want to start my address with some thank yous, as the level of engagement and commitment to this project, the BRN, has been profound. So I want to thank ISI leadership, that's Christine Allen, Arish Al-Shawaf, Nicole Kaniki. The research initiatives that we highlight in this first year are data and health sciences. So hello, Lisa Strug and Jamie Stafford. Thank you, Jamie, for being here to represent data sciences at the University of Toronto. Justin Nodwell from the Faculty of Medicine, thank you. Additionally, we've got all kinds of things going on outside of data and health sciences. So SGS, Joshua Barker and Charmaine Williams, hello. Department of Geography, Ron Bowling, thank you. These are all projects that we're already engaging in terms of supporting graduate students, Black graduate students and BIPOC graduate students. We have a council of deans and VPPs engaged with the BRN. So Patricia Houston from the Faculty of Medicine, Susan Christofferson from Rotman Management, Melanie Wooden, FAS, Dexter Blazen, hello Dexter, who'll be speaking a little bit, Faculty of Social Work, Wisdom Teddy, VPP and Principal, UTSC, Alex Gillespie, VPP and Principal, UTM. Both of those people are, I mean, they're giants on their own, but they have been particularly stalwart, incredible, just instigators and support around why and how BRN has come into being. The Black Founders Network, who launched yesterday, John Manafosa, congrats. Black faculty across the tri-campuses, I see you. And of course, the BRN Core 4, the founders and steering committee, who you will hear from in a few minutes, as well as the librarian extraordinaire, Kathleen Schaefer. So this list represents only the people with whom we've already met. But I would like to say these engagements are a strong sign that the time for the BRN is now. We're faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We're confronted with a fierce urgency of now in this unfolding conundrum of life and history. There is such a thing as being too late. There is no time for apathy or complacency. This is a time for vigorous and positive action. So I cite Martin Luther King Jr., and thank you, Edsel Phillip, for that reference. And I speak about the fierce urgency of now in relationship to what the BRN is. So what is the BRN? The BRN is a University of Toronto strategic initiative, the first of its kind at U of T, and I believe in Canada. The purpose of the BRN is to promote Black excellence at the University of Toronto and to enhance the research capacity of Black scholars within the university and on the world stage. This includes increasing the visibility of Black scholars' research accomplishments by sustaining a cross-divisional interdisciplinary network of Black scholars across the tri-campus and facilitating robust research engagement across the University of Toronto and internationally. The Black Research Network's mission is to make the University of Toronto a beacon of Canadian Black academic leadership that sets a standard for international research engagement. So why a BRN? Historic and prevailing systemic anti-Black racism within academic institutions requires immediate and sustained action in order to dismantle varied and significant barriers that are seated within the university hiring, mentoring, promotion, teaching, learning, and research practices, as well as policies and procedures. So the BRN includes University of Toronto Black identified faculty, librarian, postdoctoral fellows, graduate and undergraduate students. The BRN envisions deep connections with Black communities outside of the University of Toronto and also holds space for non-Black colleagues committed to addressing anti-Black racism to work alongside BRN members to achieve goals of the network. So anti-Black racism as well as excellent and exciting research. And those two things obviously are combined. So an outline of our strategic plan, the BRN 4 pillars, and if you want more detail on the strategic plan, the 4 pillars, we're gonna have that published and we're happy to meet with folks. Research excellence, mentorship and pathways, community collaboration and partnerships, and funding and investment. So the BRN invites collaboration on building new points of connectivity and humbly, but ambitiously, world-changing research. The time is now. You can sign up on the BRN website. I will click to that when I'm done with my comments. And I'm proud to say, in collaboration with the 4S conference, we will present our 2 Black technoscience keynote speakers, Ruha Benjamin and Timnit Jabru, at 3 p.m. toward the end of this program. So I would like to close with a slightly adapted lyric from our own Sixth God. She says, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my BRN and my mama. I'm sorry. All right, Nicole, I hand it back to you and to the Core 4.